Hi, TRAD friends. It's good to see you guys out there. Tom Morley coming at you from beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee, with my play along session number 236. That's right, our 236th Monday to get together and play tunes since I first started this whole business back in March of 2020. And here we are going strong with plenty of people watching from all corners of the U.S. and beyond already today, and I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for tuning in. I got some great tunes set up for you. Another one of my theme sessions. This is a playlist full of ancient tunes. Okay, I think a lot of my trad friends and just anybody who loves Irish music in general has a fan of Turlough Carolan, the blind harp player who lived in Ireland from 1670 till 1738, approximately the same time that Mozart was alive in Vienna. And Turlough Carolan wrote over 240 beautiful melodies that have come down to us through the centuries. And to this day, many of them are played at Irish sessions. And any player, no matter what the instrument, has just me as well, loves the Turlough Carolan tunes. If only he would be able to see what has happened to his beautiful melodies, I think he would be quite amazed. I remember that I was playing with a string quartet many years ago, decades ago, and we found a medley of Carolan tunes and performed them. And this was before I had gotten into Irish music, and I remember falling in love with those tunes then, and that was one of the first steps on my journey to having a passion for Irish traditional music. So Turlough was right there. I think a lot of classical players, if they get a chance to play a couple of Turlough Carolan tunes, they often say, wow, this is beautiful music, and they look at the jigs and reels and also do what happened to me. So we've got 5 tunes that were written by Turlough Carolan that I'm going to play for you, and the other tunes that we'll play in tonight's session would have come from that same kind of era, the late 1600s, early 1700s, right around there, and would be tunes that maybe old Turlough would have actually known. And maybe played on his harp as well. So let's get into it with Turlough tune number 1. This is a tune called Planxty Hewlett. Turlough Carolan had many patrons and who put him up, and he performed for them and stayed at their manors and mansions and composed tunes for them. So many of his tunes are people's names. And I think almost all the tunes we're going to play, yes, I think every O'Carolan tune on tonight's session is somebody's name. So it was either somebody who was a friend, a patron, somebody that he felt he would like to honor them with a tune. And the word Planxty, in fact, is a word that he made up from what comes down to us, the folklore about O'Carolan, and it means in honor of somebody. I have all of Carolan's tunes collected in a giant book here. I like to show that off. That's kind of a biography of him and all of his tunes. It's the only painting ever made of him during his life. So, Turlough Carolan. I love his tunes so much that years ago, with my good friend flute player Andrew Bonnet back in Alabama, our band even put out an album that had mostly O'Carolan tunes on it as well. So you got a number 1 fan here. Let's do each O'Carolan tune we're going to do tonight is going to be 2 times around. They're notey and busy, and so I think twice around on each of these tunes is plenty. So get yourself ready, get your sheet music in front of you, whatever instrument you're playing. These tunes are adaptable. That's what people love about him. He might have written them on the harp, but they're easily played by any musician on any instrument. All right. Here we go. 2 times around on this beautiful tune in 3/4 time. from Turlock Carolan called Planxty Hewlett. Are you ready? Key of D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Start with a beautiful Carolan melody called Planxty Hewlett. So I hope you enjoyed playing that one in the key of D. Each of Turlock's tunes, of course, he wasn't trying to particularly write jigs or reels or any particular dance music. He composed tunes on the harp the way that he heard them, just as any classical composer would. So they don't always follow the forms that we expect, like I don't know, like, well, jigs or reels where you play an 8-measure phrase and then you repeat it and then you have a second phrase. So each of these, if you've got the sheet music in front of you, my exclusive sheet music that I have shared with all of my good trad friends out there, which I do every week. Watch out for the different ways that I wrote the charts, which go right back to the way that they were originally printed many centuries ago. The next tune, a beautiful melody called Eleanor Plunkett. So this was a friend of his, or a patron, named Miss Plunkett. And this tune is in the key of G, also in 3/4 time. And this one, the first section does not repeat, and the second section does. So you want to be careful about that. There's lots of different folklore and tales that have come down through the centuries about Turlock and all these tunes that he wrote. And the tune Eleanor Plunkett ends without resolving, the fancy word in music for when a melody finally ends up on the final note and the final chord, which is almost always the same chord as the key we're in. So we're in the key of G here, but the last note sounds like the tune isn't finished. That's what it means when a piece of music is unresolved. Supposedly, somebody heard Turlock playing this tune as he was composing it, and he made a comment to Turlock that he thought maybe he was stealing this tune, or that he'd heard it somewhere else. And it made Turlock so upset that he said, well, then I'm going to end it right now. And he stopped playing, and he ended on the unresolved chord. I don't know. Who knows from that many hundreds of years ago. But it's a good story, and you'll know exactly what I mean when we end the tune and it doesn't sound finished. Here we go in the key of G. Another beautiful Turlock Carolan tune, Eleanor Plunkett. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Another beautiful melody from hundreds of years ago, written by the blind harp player Carolan. That one's known as Eleanor Plunkett. Hope you could see how the tune never actually resolved or finished on the tonic chord. Fancy words to just say the tune doesn't sound like it's over. All right, hey, we got so many trad friends tuning in tonight. It makes me really happy to see so many folks out there from all over the country tuning in. I guess we have a lot of Carolan fans out there. Like I said, this whole playlist is made up of tunes that would have been known maybe in the early 1700s. So we're talking 300 years ago, many of these tunes. Plus, the neat thing to me is that they are still all enjoyed and played to this day, including this really exciting Irish march called the Chanter's tune. It's a very neat tune, and from what I can find, it was published in books just after Carolan's time, which means it would have been popular already before it was published and well known. So a chanter is usually what is referred to as the little whistle that's connected to bagpipes. That's the part of the instrument you play on. It's the part that's called the chanter. And maybe this would have been a good tune for bagpipe players. I'm not sure. But let's have some fun with this one. This one is written in kind of a single reel fashion, 16 measures. So I'll play this maybe 3, maybe 4 times. It's such a delightful little tune to play. So here we go with the Chanter's tune. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. there. That's a really wonderful tune to play, a march kind of tune, but those are great tunes to play in any Irish session. They're often a lot of fun to play in between some of the jigs and reels. So there's one everybody ought to know and have a lot of fun playing it. All right, back to the Carolan tunes. The third Carolan selection of today's session is called Lord Inchiquin. And this one is another tune in 3/4 time in the key of D. This one has a repeat as well. The first half of the tune is repeated and the second half isn't. So there's the form that Carolan came up with when he wrote this piece. I don't think there's any tricks to this one. Key of D, easy enough. I use my fourth finger for some of the E's as I'm playing the melody. And there is kind of a Scottish little snap that's at the end of each section. You'll see in your sheet music there, the measures, particularly 3 measures before the end. There's a good example. It's an eighth note tied to a dotted quarter. You usually see that the other way around, where you've got a long note, 1, 2, and. But when you flip it around, it's 1 and 2. So it's short, long is what happens there, rhythm-wise. You'll hear me do that as we play the tune, and that adds just a really nice special flavor to the tune as we play it. All right, this is a fun one to play. Get yourself ready. Let's play another Turlock Carolan composition called Lord Inchiquin. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. happy tune there from Turlock from over 300 years ago called Lord Inchiquin. What a delightful tune that one is. I have fun playing that one. I hope you did too. And for our fifth tune, let's play a Scottish jig. Now that old Turlock would have known, this is a tune that's been played for at least 300 years, so it would be one that had been around during his lifetime. We know it as the Stool of Repentance, and it was probably originally from Scotland and called Wright's Rant. So a rant is a kind of a tune from Scotland, the kind of ancient tunes, and so that's a good name for the tune as well, I think. This was probably named for maybe you remember a child having to sit in the corner at school with a dunce cap on and sit in a stool, on a stool, and for his bad behavior. This could also have been for sinners in church that back then they might have made them sit in the corner for bad behavior as well. That's the research that I've done. So anyway, a really exciting tune though, fun to play. This also has that Scottish feel to it. So I think you'll hear that Scottish bit happening there as well. 3 times around on the Stool of Repentance or Wright's Rant. 1, 2, here we go. Exciting tune in the key of A major. Very exciting. 3 sharps in that tune. Stool of Repentance. And I think we're going to bring Fran in here. She's considering coming in the door. And we were going to bring her in. Oh, and look, she's bringing the birthday girl who's so happy to be here.
I'll give her a treat.
Oh, kitty, here.
See if we can buy her off here.
We'll buy her off. There you go.
Just for those of you who said there hadn't been a Meg sighting lately, which, there hasn't.
No, but today's her birthday.
Today's her
It's
birthday.
her 5th birthday.
And there
And
she
there
goes.
she goes. That's about enough for her. But we did want to let you know it's a very exciting day for Ann. Why don't you show them pictures?
Figured the best I could do is just show off pictures of Meg. There she is out on the porch earlier today celebrating her birthday. And we had a little tuna cake and card for her. Tom had to read the card to her, of course.
Yes.
And let's see, there she is enjoying it.
Yes.
Or at least licking the juice off of it.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to like the juice on this can better than other things. And just one more shot because she just looks so pretty.
Yay.
Hey, so here she is in here again.
And there she is. I'm wondering what the heck's going on. We calculate her birthday because the day we brought her home, she was 3.5, and that was on March 29th. So she celebrated 2 birthdays with us already, and today is exactly a year and a half that we've had her, exactly 18 months. So she's caused plenty of trouble. And this morning she woke me up by jumping on me so hard that it knocked the air right out of my lungs. I literally, like in a cartoon, went woof. But, you know, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Well, thank you for bringing Meg in, and I'm sure everybody's happy, and she's getting a bunch of happy birthdays there, so posts.
Okay, that's about it for the Meg sighting now for another year.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you get is once a year, I'm afraid. Thanks, Fran.
You're welcome.
All right.
Come on, Maggie.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Oh my goodness. Yes. So happy birthday, Meg. She's 5 kitty years old today. All right. Where was I? I wanted to also, this is the time when I like to remind you guys that this is the last session of September 2025. That's just impossible to believe, but the month has flown by. Once again, we did get together. This is the 4th Monday of the month that we were able to enjoy some tunes together, so that makes me happy. Next time I see you, a week from today, will be well into October. How about that? So play along session number 237 will come your way 1 week from today on Monday, October 6th. After that, I've got to make some decisions about just when I can get together with you guys again. Just watch your emails and your Facebook posts from me to let you know how the rest of the Mondays in the month look. I'm going to be traveling, and Fran and I are going to go up to Indiana and visit my mom and dad, so that'll take some time away as well. But I promise, one way or the other, I will be with you on October 27th for my 6th annual Spooky Halloween Tunes playlist. You don't want to miss that, so that will definitely happen. And don't forget, you can find me over on my YouTube channel with all the sessions I've done all year long, plus some bonus ones. So you can watch me there, watch the tunes, hit the special timestamps, find the tunes, play them at any speed you want. Can't do any better than that. I also like to tell you that you can send me a donation. I really appreciate them to my virtual tip jar at paypal.me/IrishTradFiddle. I've been having trouble with this old laptop that I'm staring at right now. It's been heating up and giving me problems. So I'm just ordered a new MacBook, which I hope will be a little happier as I get together with you guys and do these live streams. And really, in some ways, your donations you've made to me, to my tip jar, in the past, I've been able to kind of put those together, and it's helped me to pay for my new laptop. So thanks to each and every one of you for any support you have sent my way. I really appreciate it. All right. Well, we need to get back and play a few more tunes. The next tune also would have been popular in the very early 1700s. It's a traditional Scots-English country dance called Over the Hills and Far Away. And it was a tune that the fife and drum players in the English troops would play to march to. So It might not have been the most favorite tune of Irish or Scottish folks, but eventually it became part of a repertoire, and it is a wonderful little exciting tune. So 2 times around, here we go, key of D, an ancient tune called Over the Hills and Far Away. 1, 2, 3. Far Away is the name of that tune. A tune that was used as a country dance, a military march. I think you can see how it was quite adaptable and could be used in just about any way at all. But that comes to us from at least 300 years ago, and Turlock would have known that tune. Let's play another Turlock Carolan tune right now. This is called Planxty John Irwin, so a tune in honor of a person that he knew, maybe a patron friend named John Irwin. This is a good tune. I like to play this one and share it with everybody to show you that you can take 6/8 time, which this tune is in, and most of the time we see 6/8 tunes as being jigs or slides, right, either from Ireland or Scotland. But this tune is played slowly. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it really changes the entire character of a piece when you play in 6/8 but slow it way down. Also in this tune, Carolan used a lot of dotted 8th, 16th, 8 combinations, which in 6/8 time you count. If it's at the beginning of a measure, you go 1, 2, and 3. And if it's in the second half of the measure, it's 4, 5, and 6. And it gives the melodies kind of a lilt, a special tripping effect is what I call it. You'll hear that happen as I play this tune. We'll play it twice with all the repeats, and you'll hear the beautiful lilting rhythm in this O'Carolan tune called Planxty John Irwin. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. it goes. One more time. 1, 2. Planxty John Irwin, another beautiful Turlock Carolan melody coming to us from somewhere around 300 years ago. Wow, could that guy write some beautiful melodies on his harp or what? And it's no surprise that they've traveled through all these centuries, and we play them to this day, and they're just lovely, lovely pieces of music, aren't they? This is a good time to go ahead and mention the viewer roundup that Fran just did. This is certainly one of our best attended play-along sessions in quite some time, and I really appreciate you guys all tuning in. And we've got folks here from, let's see, Ohio, Tennessee, New York, Missouri, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., North Carolina, Indiana, Florida, Alabama, North Carolina, and Michigan, Utah, Maine, and Mexico City. So thanks to all of you for tuning in and playing along with me here today. I guess we do have some real O'Carolan fans. That's lovely. All right, one more tune that's definitely written by O'Carolan called Captain O'Kane. I think most of the tunes I've played for you have been in major keys and kind of lilting and amusingly pleasant tunes. Captain O'Kane is written in a minor key and sounds quite melancholy. So it really has a different feel to this tune. It's in the key of E minor off the G scale, and near the ending of the tune there's a couple special B major chords, and you have to watch out for D sharps. Fiddle players, that's the high third finger on your D string. That's the note where you're going to have to be reaching for. High third finger on the D string. So be watching for that. You'll hear it happen when it does. This tune also, since Turlock was composing on a harp, a lot of times he uses lots of notes from the lowest to the highest, and this is a tune where us fiddle players will be playing all the way up and down our instruments, G string, D string, A string, and E string. The melody will traverse all of those strings in a wide range of notes. So here we go, 2 times around on this melancholy tune from O'Carolan called Captain O'Kane. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. love playing that tune. I love adding the double stops, as you heard, so I could hint at the beautiful chords that go along with that. Yeah, Patty mentions, I should mention that I also learned the tune originally as the Wounded Hussar. A hussar is a kind of a soldier. Yes, I have also known it as that name, but in my big book of Carolan tunes, I think the original actual name for it was Captain O'Kane. Okay, two more tunes I'll share with you. Carolan's Dream is our penultimate tune of our session, and for a long time I thought it was written by Carolan, and it's in many books that I have of Irish tunes and melodies, and it's often attributed to him, but the more research I did, I found out that Turlock did not write this tune, but he loved it, and it was written by another harp player named William Connellan, and so this was a tune that old Turlock had in his repertoire, maybe, and I think he might have even said, if there's a tune that I wish I had written, this is it. So it's somehow maybe and that's how it got its name, Carolan's Dream of having written the tune. I don't know. It's a good story, whatever. But he didn't write it, but it's another beautiful melody from the late 1600s, early 1700s, also written by an Irish harp player, one of his contemporaries. So let's do this one two times around as well. We have time to do that. This tune, everybody, is written in the key of A minor off the C major scale, so there are no sharps in this tune. And there'll be a couple times when I go for an F on the violin, on the E string, fiddles, and that's low first finger. So watch out for that. No F sharps in this tune. Here we go. In the key of A minor and 4/4 time. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. another beautiful melody, 300 years old, coming to us, called Carolan's Dream. Well, I played a lot of sweet tunes for you today, a lot of tunes in 3/4 time, not too fast, with lovely melodies, and I hope you enjoyed these ancient tunes. You might not play all of them at an Irish music session, but you know what? They're still wonderful Irish trad tunes, so they're well worth playing and having in your repertoire. That's all I can say. For our last tune, we're going to play a traditional English-Scottish country dance. It was first published in Playford's English Dancing Master Book in 1695, so you can be sure that Turlock knew this one. It's a rollicking good tune in a tricky key of G minor with 2 flats, low firsts all over the place, everybody. 3 parts called Red House, and I think this is like the rock and roll of the 1600s. It's such a cool tune. 2 times around, let's have some fun with Red House. Happy, exciting note there. I hope you enjoyed my tunes that were all many centuries old and all my Carolan tunes. And thanks for joining me for session number 236. You guys have a great week. Be good. Stay positive. Do something good for yourselves. Play some tunes. And I hope to see you next week as we say hello to the month of October. Take care. Bye for now, folks.